guys, welcome back. Today we're going to be doing the fourth video in this training series with Rev. If you're interested in seeing the previous videos, I'll link them in a playlist below. So up until this point, we did a lot of the foundational exercises that I wanted to implement before saddling the horse, and we're going to run through those pretty quickly today just to make sure that he's connected. I'm going to add a little bit more pressure, make sure he's comfortable handling that before we do put the saddle on so that we've prepared him the best way possible and he's the most confident about it. Let's get into it. All right, so we'll go ahead and send him around here, get some energy in his feet. What I'm going to do right now is to just make sure that he's okay, giving me that hip, bring his nose toward me. Anytime I pick up this rope, I want him to be really light in my hand and I want him to be able to give me that hip. We're gonna go the other direction. If I feel any resistance in the face, that's what I'm going to be trying to eliminate here. I don't focus a lot on the hip as I go into more advanced training, but when I'm about to put the first ride on these horses, I really want to be able to make sure that I can take that hip away if I need to. And when I draw on that nose, I don't find any resistance. See there's quite a bit of resistance. So we're just gonna play with this exercise a little bit, move him around, leave him alone. Whenever I pick up, I want him to bring his nose toward me, move that hip away. I'm going to put just a little more heat on it. Like I said, I'm adding a little more pressure today because when things heat up and he's going through some things he's less comfortable with, then he's really going to need to be able to dial in on me and have some more confidence. Good job. And if all we do is kind of piddle around and play things really slow, which is good for the beginning, but if that's all you ever do, then once you do kind of put them in the pressure cooker and add some elements that make them uncomfortable, you're going to really quickly see just how much they fall apart. See how he always gets worried every time I bring that lead rope up and it touches him, he wants to go forward instead of continuing to move the hip over. And I want him to know that unless I'm offering him that direction and saying, hey, I would like you to move forward, he does not need to move forward as a knee-jerk reaction to every bit of pressure that's applied to him. There we go. Good job. He's slowing down. He's starting to think, you know what, something might change. There we go. I still don't like that. Notice how when I draw on his face there, he's licking and chewing. That's good. I'm going to kind of leave him alone for a moment. But notice how when I draw on his face there, going back to the left, he still takes quite a bit of time to respond. He's not very soft in my hand. All right. See how he's not softening there? I'm going to bump on his face a little bit, say don't push on me, and we'll send him off the other direction. Good job. Draw on him here. Ask him, give him a moment to respond. Bump on his face a little bit. Push him the other direction. Good job. There it was. I'm going to just leave him alone there. And we'll just go ahead and let him stop for a moment and relax. Good job. Good job. There we go. There we go. There you go. He's a little nervous about the camera setup here, so I just want to get him comfortable going around there. Nice. I like that he offered to lope on his own. There we go. There's some horsepower in there. Nice. This arena sand's a little deeper than normal, a little deeper than I would like it to be. But it's okay because it's not like I run him and work him like this on a consistent basis. That's kind of cool. Obviously, it's not, not the desired answer we're looking for, but he's just getting a little bit playful. And the more that he does, the more energy he burns off, and the less I'm going to have to deal with once he is saddled. So we're just going to let him be a horse a little bit. There we go. There. Good boy. He's going to check out the lead rope. That's okay. Okay, I lost that ear in the eye again. I don't want his hip toward me at any point right now. So we'll go ahead and push him out again. There we go. He's much more open-minded this direction, it seems. He's licking and chewing. I'm going to step away here, and he faces up. Good job. And anytime he faces up, obviously I walk away and release the pressure. Hey, buddy. Good boy. Very nice. Hi, big guy. It is hot out here today. Good job. I'm just going to rub him and just let him relax next to me. And this is so important for them to be able to just take this time with you and to teach them that where you are is where it's peaceful, where it's calm, where they can rest. There we go. Good job. I want my horses to look to me for those moments of peace. Good job. All right, so I'm going to go back in here with some light desensitizing. Throw this stick and string over his back. Just get him back into the zone where he's relaxed. We're not driving. We're not doing anything difficult. We're just relaxing him, and I'm giving him a nice little scratch. Good boy. Good job. Good job. There we go. Hey, big man. All right. Let him just kind of see some of this stuff. Good boy. Good job. There we go. Good job. I'm okay with that. I'll just let him trot around it a little bit. Good job. There we go. Go ahead and rub it on him. Go ahead and throw it up on his back. Once again, confident moves, okay? I'm not gonna pansy around on this horse. I'm gonna shorten up my rope to keep me safe. So if he looks away from me, I can draw his nose toward me quickly. Good job. And I'll just keep throwing this up on him. And this is probably feels pretty good to him right now because he's got some itchy spots. And there we go. Step up over here. There we go. Take it off on this side. Throw it back up there. Make sure he's completely comfortable with it. Attaboy. Good job. Good. All right. Now, I personally, when I'm saddling these colts for the first time, I like to saddle them from the offside. And the reason for that is because then I'm already on the side with the cinches, okay? So I can just drop them down, walk to the other side, and tighten them up without having to go around to the other side, then come back. And it just eliminates one more step. Also, it's one less thing that I have to throw over the horse's back, okay? So I'm gonna bring this up to him, make sure he's comfortable, let him see it. He doesn't seem to be questioning it too much. Notice how I have my rope in the crook of my arm there. I'm gonna go ahead and swing this up on his back, gently set it there, move it around, pet him, rub him. Don't change anything about what I'm doing. I don't act like it's a scary object, and therefore he's not reading it that way. I'll go ahead and pull it back off again. Good job. Let him see it, follow it forward, get my rope situated again, and we'll do it one more time. Draw that out a little bit so I don't pull his nose around toward me too much. Gently set it up there. Good job. Rub him around. Move it around a little bit. Doesn't seem overly concerned by it. Let's drop these cinches down. Okay. There we go. Let's put it right there. Should be good. All right. Step right around here. Once again, switch hands. You always want to have this hand free to grab the cinch. You never want to be right here, okay? Because that puts you in a very, very bad position for that horse to possibly come up and get you with his hind feet. This is the most defensive position you can be in. Good job. Once again, put that rope in the crook of my arm so that if anything happens, I can access it very quickly. Draw that up here, slide it through. And I just keep my energy really relaxed here. I don't worry about what could go wrong. I don't tell him, hey buddy, there's a lot of things that might go wrong here, okay? Now what I want to do is just kind of scratch him, draw it up a little bit, scratch him, draw it up a little bit. If you have a horse that's maybe a little bit more reactive and flighty and they have a tendency to react to things, it'll be a little bit more unpredictable. I would draw it up slow and consistent and not really give them those breaks, because if they do happen to blow or get nervous or anything, you want it to be in a position where it's not going to loosen up and fall off of them and traumatize them before you get it tightened. You're better off getting that tightened, getting the buckle in, and then calling it good. There we go. And if they take off bucking or doing anything silly, at least that saddle's safe and secure on them, and you don't run the risk of it coming off and leaving them traumatized. Wow, okay, I pulled that up. I thought that I needed it drawn up a little bit more, and apparently I was wrong. So this is something that I don't want you to have to do whenever you're saddling your horse, okay? You don't want to have to be going back and forth and switching sides and redoing your cinches, okay? This is not a good position to be in. Hold on, stay there. Stay comfortable, you're okay. And we'll just buckle that up gently on the last hole, and it's going to drop some slack here in a little bit, and there's going to be a gap there, but that's okay. For now, I just need it in place. All right, let's drop that down. It's okay, buddy. I know that sounded kind of scary, didn't it? Grab my stick, step away, and then I'm going to push that shoulder away from me. There we go. Just let him walk off. Good job. Good. Keep him away from me. There we go. I don't want him falling in here. When they start to get uncomfortable or feel that pressure, sometimes they'll want to get closer to you because you've taught them that there is release and coming towards you and bringing their face towards you. But at this point, you want to be sure that you're keeping the shoulder away from you, because the minute that they start to dive in and run you over, then you're in a very bad position, okay? I think that's kind of obvious to say. All right, I'll go ahead and ask him to disengage here. And often this is a trigger point for these horses, because when they turn like this, obviously the rib cage tightens up and they feel the pressure and they can blow up here. So be careful of that. Notice I'm drawing his nose up. He feels that pressure and he's not wanting to actually disengage his hip. So I'm going to continue to do this. Notice how that shoulder's coming toward me, and he's saying, I really don't want to move my hip over because that feels funny. I'm going to stay right here with him. I wanted to position myself a little bit better. There we go. Before I actually started putting some heat on the hip. We're going to go the other direction now. Good job. Be sure you come all the way through there. Clear that shoulder. Don't let him run into you. Good job. We'll just let him walk around. Notice how I take things so quiet and easy. I'm not one to just turn this horse loose and chase him off and let him go buck. I want him to get so comfortable and relaxed with this. I want to, preferably, a horse won't buck the first time you saddle him. It still happens no matter how well you do it. There are horses who will buck with the saddle on. So don't let anyone tell you otherwise, that if for some reason your horse does buck after you've done all these steps, it doesn't mean you let the horse down, you did something wrong, you traumatized him. Some horses are just a little more feely than others, and no matter what steps you take, you're going to stay over there. See how he's wanting to bring his shoulder toward me instead of moving the hip away? Be cautious of that, okay? I'm gonna rub him with this, and then put a little heat on and say, I need you to really step that hip over, because this is important to me. He's wanting to bring that shoulder in, he's not actually disengaging. There we go. Good job. Good job. Let's do that hip. He's licking and chewing, I'm just gonna let him relax. Good boy. Good boy, I know. All right, do another hip yield here. I don't want your nose toward me. There we go, very good. Good job, do it again. There, we're almost getting it, stay over there. Keep your hand up, this is your security, okay? Now we're gonna go the other direction. That was very nice. Very willing, very comfortable, very confident. All right, now I'm gonna bring him up to a trot. There we go, nice. Good job. I don't see any hesitance there. His head came up a little bit. He questioned it just a little bit. There we go. I'd like to see him free up just a little bit more. Notice how small his steps are. See, his head came up there a little bit and he slowed down. Got a little worried, got a little tight in the back because it does feel funny. He's got stirrups banging on him. He's got a back cinch. He's got pressure on the cinch that doesn't release at any point, unlike the flank rope, okay? So these are all new things that he needs to get used to. There's strings that are shaking around up there. There's a lot of funny things happening. So when he comes up and he starts getting worried about it, I'm so proud of him that he takes hold of himself and says, you know, I think I'll slow down now. My husband always likes to say, you won't fall off a horse that spooks in place. So I really go for that approach. You know, when we're training, if we can get him to check in, move out over there, I'm trying to get this fly off of him. There we go. If we can get them to check in and slow down when they're worried, instead of going forward and getting hot and getting fast and trying to take things into their own hands, you're going to be in a much safer position. There we go. I know. A fly won't leave you alone, will it, buddy? Now, there are some people that are going to watch this and look at all the signs this horse is giving me and say, on a horse like that, you could have moved along a lot faster. And they would be correct, okay? You could move along a lot faster on a horse like this. You could ask for more. You could push the envelope. But on a lot of horses, you can't. So I don't want to show you the fast, sped up version, showing off everything that I can do and trying to make it look like this can happen in a shorter time frame. All right, very nice, very beautiful. He looks very, very relaxed. I'm going to turn him loose now, and we're going to let him trot free, and then I'm going to bring him up to a lope. Good job. Make sure he can walk, trot, and lope. There you go. Just move up and get comfortable. You'll be fine, buddy. See how he keeps wanting to come back? I like that. He's trying to check in. He's like, I'm not sure if I want to be out here. This is really cool. He's feeling really connected right now. There we go. I'll just step away, ask him to disengage, and we'll stop. I don't have to wait until he leaves me and starts bucking or something to quit. We want to stop when they're still connected, still happy, still confident. Good job. And you'll hear me talk so much about confidence because I think that's just absolutely pinnacle in horse training. Like we said so many times, a worried horse can't learn. So if your horse is worried, if he's unconfident about what's happening, then it's so hard to make progress. If you have a horse that is confident and is sure of you and does have faith in you, you make progress by leaps and bounds. Nice, look at that. All right. ILHA, here I come. There we go. Very nice. And I'll just gently shut him down before he gets too worried. He's licking and chewing there. He's like, I lived. All right, let's do it again. There you go. Good job. There's a little bit of something. Go ahead and shut him down, let him relax before he carries it out too far. Very nice. And slowly we'll push him up to where he lopes full laps on this round pin. But right now I just want to get him to feel for it and then bring him back down. Bring the motions up, bring the energy up, bring him back down. That's so important, pushing them out of that comfort zone and then bringing them back in. He's questioning me a little bit. He's wondering if I'm going to push him away, and I'm going to say, no, you're fine. Come back in here and relax for a minute. Yeah, what a good boy. What a good boy. Look at that licking and chewing. So there are a few things that I do want to mention in regards to if your horse does buck in this situation, because some of you, no matter how well you've prepped, no matter how much you followed these steps, your horse will buck, okay? We've mentioned this before. It doesn't mean you ruined them. It doesn't mean you've done everything wrong. If that happens, you're going to go back to your exercise where you redirected energy. That is why I spent so much time in the beginning on the boring stuff, drawing the horse's nose up, making sure he was soft and that I could send him the other direction, disengage the hip, break things loose, rechannel that energy, and try again, okay? So we want the exercise to be extremely thorough, because if your horse breaks into and starts bucking, we want to break him down and say, hey, that's not how we do things. I want you to think through this instead of reacting through it. And every time you get control of those feet and move the feet, you're getting that horse to think again, okay? So that's why we work on the exercise. And going back to what I mentioned while working on this exercise, that's why we don't want it to be a reactive maneuver. We don't want them flying right and then flying left and flying right. We want them to slow down and think through the transition, think through the turn, because when it comes down to it and your horse does have a moment where he's completely exasperated and he doesn't know what to do, this exercise should bring him back down to the ground instead of bring him up even more, okay? So go back to that exercise. If you have your horse loose and he's not on a lead rope, you're going to step in front of his drive line and do whatever it takes to change that horse's direction, getting going the opposite way, okay? Same thing again, until that horse kind of flattens out or he turns and faces you and he stops, okay? Whatever it takes to get the horse to quit bucking. I don't believe in just turning a horse loose and letting it buck, because I think that dissolves their confidence more than building it up. This is going to help you slow things down and get back in your horse's mind. So I want you to think about that, because you're probably not going to see it happen on this video. Again, I'll push him up easy and slow. There we go. All right. Nice. Good. Good. And then step back and let him come in. Very nice. Good job. Good boy. I'm going to tag him here. There we go. Say, I need a lope, buddy. Keep him going. There we go. Step back. Let him face up. There you go. There you go. Good job. All right. Excellent work. All right, guys, so that's it for his saddling session. We're going to be putting the first ride on him next time. Very happy with how this went. If you want to see all the full-length videos and the real-time training, you can find those at our membership at successfulhorseman.com. Thank you so much for watching, and we'll see you in the next one.